Finger after that last three. What exactly does that mean?
That was such an inside thing. You know, we were just having this conversation a couple days ago about players getting dunked on. They asked me if I ever been dunked on. I said a long time ago about Donald Ford. That was it. I started ribbing Julius about it, and then tonight the basketball guy saw it too. Bryant Anderson dunked on. And so I laughed all the way up the court. I thought the crowd had a good time doing it. So then when I hit the three, it was kind of added a little to it. It was fantastic. It was awesome.
You keep turning back the clock with these games. Tonight, 28-12 or something like that. I mean, more rebounds.
Yeah, I'm as puzzled by it as you are. I'll tell you.
No explanation.
No, I mean, I've just been working, just kind of trying to get my legs. I mean, it's hard, dude. It's hard. 20 years and all these injuries, it's tough, man. I just try to stay with it and just work and run every day and lift and stretch and all those things. Right now it kind of feels like I have some consistency to my legs.
There's been so few wins. I mean, getting two in a row, is that relief? Is that, I don't want to say excitement, but is that something?
We're learning. It's not really about the wins and losses. It's just really about how much we're learning. Like in the first half, you saw in the first quarter we had an 11-point lead, I think, a few minutes ago. In the first quarter, we're down 2. Like, it's kind of here at halftime, and like, guys, this can't happen. It's more than that. It's why it happened, which is poor defense. We're not plugging in lanes. Guys are not coming in and helping, 2-9ing, getting out. In the second half, I thought they did a much better job. Went to the second unit, and the defense stayed consistent. So it's those sorts of things that really give us victories now.
Has anything in your recovery process changed at all in the last week or two? The same thing, and you're just feeling better?
It's the same thing. I think it's the consistency of it, because it's not like in the past when you're younger, you can do a training program for like 3 days, and then boom, it's it. When you get older, I think it's the consistency. I think it builds up over time. And you just have to be really, really patient and go through those ups and downs. It's hard.
Beginning of the season when you were having a bunch of those games, 4 for 17 shooting, I don't want to say what that looks like in box score, but it wasn't good, right? Do you think you would have another game? Do you think you could have another game like this, or this stretch you've been on?
Yeah, I knew I could. It was just that's what made it even more frustrating because I knew I was capable of doing it. I knew the amount of training that I put in over the summer. I worked a lot crazy, so it becomes more frustrating because you're not seeing those results. It becomes maybe this is what happens. You put all the work in and there's still nothing to show for it. You can't do anything about it. Maybe this is what. And I had to be really stubborn and say no. Continue to stay with the process as I always have and see what happens.
How was your pride back then?
No, it was fine. Because I knew I did everything I could. You see? So when you know you've left no stone unturned, you can be comfortable in that defeat. With that being said, I wasn't ready to be defeated. The season was over. You know what I mean? So I wasn't going to quit. At the end of the season, if these games never came around, I could look myself in the mirror and be comfortable with the fact that I tried everything.
Did you call anyone back then?
Nah, there was nothing, no one that could help me at that point. I was drowning and I was all on my own and I had to figure out how to get, how to get on top of the water and breathe again. It was all internal.
Your last game in San Antonio 2 days ago, I mean, it's one of the last big games, road games, a lot of memories there. Is Fisher's shot the biggest for you?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome. But we got a lot of memories. Being in San Antonio and playing against those guys. It was pretty special. Pretty special.
Coach, you've had some really special games here too. You passed 30,000 points in this building. You had some good playoff games in this building. 50-point nights in this building. How special is it coming in New Orleans and the way you've been able to perform here over the years?
Yeah, it's just really special. And to be able to play in front of this crowd tonight. And looking forward to hopefully being healthy and coming back here and playing one last time. But you're right. I mean, I've had some pretty good games here in this building. Tonight it felt like I kind of exercised my demons a little bit because I was thinking about the last time I was here, tearing my shoulder. So it was like I want to get back out in this court and play well and try to exercise those demons a little bit.
When you hear
memories of that, I mean, you had it and you're still trying to get it go with your left hand.
Yeah, it was. Well, I remember when I tore it, it wasn't like the Achilles where I knew it was finished. It was kind of like, I think I can still kind of give it a go. I was trying to search from where the pain was coming from. Because when I can find where the pain comes from, then I can, just don't do that. I couldn't find it. So I felt like I could play, and I went back out there to shoot. And just killed me. I couldn't feel my shoulders.
So it wasn't until the next day that you knew.
No, when I went back out there again, I tried to play and I couldn't move my arm. Should have left-handed jump shot. I wanted to go shoot it with my right, but I couldn't feel my arm. And that's when I knew it was probably some serious.
Byron was telling us that I think 2 days later you were in the practice court shooting with your right hand.
Yeah.
And Mitch was up there watching for you.
Yeah.
How did it feel? And were you trying to show Mitch anything? Or?
No, I was confused because I went in to see Neil and he told me severity of the injury, how bad it was. I was like, Neil, my arm is still strong. Like I done that in I went and I shot. I was shooting the ball from deep, comfortably, and it felt fine. And he said, the muscles that surround the area are really, really strong. So it's covering up for this injury. This injury's been here for 5 years, and it's just nothing but gotten progressively worse. But we did a strength test on my arm. The arm was still strong. He said, man, if you keep playing, it's going to be serious damage to it. Had to shut it down.
Because following on an earlier point made this season about like the first playoff run against the Spurs, it kind of like sparked the work on the runs. How do you see just that history of the Spurs kind of shaping your journey?
Well, I mean, they forced me to raise my game to the championship level because of the way that they play, the systematic approach to the game. They're thinking in sequences. They play such a mental game, such a mistake-free game. And forced me at a very early age to step up to the game.
What were those matchups like? Like with Bowen, what jumped out to you?
No, it was great. Bruce was a really good defensive player. He was extremely intelligent. He understood when to give me a shot, when to contest, when to push me in traffic, when to trip me. You know what I mean? Like he's extremely savvy. I look forward to those matchups because I understood that aside from the physical standpoint, I knew he did his homework. I knew he was going to be a mental man as well.
Phil called him Edward Scissorhands in your defense.
Yeah, but if you have to see the visual, I mean, that's not. I don't think that's an insult. I think that's a compliment. And how he uses his hands. I think it's a great compliment. He was phenomenal at using his hands, phenomenal at timing, understanding spacing between him and the player. I think that's a huge compliment.
When you hear fans in New Orleans chanting MVP, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel great. It makes me feel great. It makes me feel like all the hard work that I've put throughout the years. It's been worth it, and to see the reaction from the fans and the signs, and I get a chance to kind of talk to him and have some interaction with him. I met a kid courtside today during the game. His name is Kobe. That was pretty awesome.
People have been booing